I want to introduce a new host of MMA Noise for the next 6 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Joshua, Michelle's husband. I want you to interview your wife. Michelle, what brings us to Dover, New Jersey at Applebee's?
Well, we're here watching the fights tonight in New Jersey, and it's really exciting. We got all the fans out here hanging out, watching some fights.
So what's going on? What's next? What's going on with the hand and everything? Tell us.
Well, I broke my hand in my last fight and got casted up. As soon as my cast came off, I was scheduled to fight in December on the Conor and Aldo card, and I injured my knee and I wasn't able to fight, had to pull out of that, and it's very heartbroken, but as soon as my knee healed up, I jumped back in and broke my hand again.
You've been training for a hell of a long time. What made you decide to become a professional fighter?
I feel like eventually I want to teach, and if I wanted to be able to walk the walk, or so they say, you know, so I grew up doing martial arts. I did a lot of katas and a lot of the artistic side, but I really needed to know for myself if I can compete and do the combative side.
So, when you became the Invicta Atomweight champion, did you think that UFC was in your future?
At the time when I was Invictus champ, that was my priority, and I didn't want to look anywhere else because I felt like I had a responsibility as Invictus champ to kind of represent them in a positive light, and that's what I did. It was only when I lost the belt that I started kind of looking outward and seeing what else I could do with my career. My logic is that you guys are always trying to prove that you belong in the sport. Mm-hmm. Am I correct in saying that? I mean, I guess it depends on the individual. I feel like for a while it has been that way, but the great thing about Invicta is that there really is no proving. It's an all-female fight card, so you're just the same as everybody else on the card with Invicta. Now, going into the UFC, it's a totally different story. I feel like, you know, you're having to start up at the base of the mountain and kind of work your way up again, but you know, that's why we do it, to prove to ourselves what we are capable of.
What do you think of women in the UFC right now? Like, what's your assessment of everybody? Let's start with Holly.
Well, Holly is one of my best friends, and I train with her out in Albuquerque.
She's one of my best friends too.
Is she really? I'm like, do you braid her hair too? No. No, so I might be biased when it comes to that, but Holly's been just such a great role model for me. You know, I've been training at Jackson's for close.
Greg Jackson's one of my best friends.
Is he?
Yes.
Yes. I can see that. You guys have similar personalities.
We're both wise asses.
Yes, exactly. I can never keep up.
I'm sure working with Greg and with Wink, it must be amazing.
I think it just kind of puts things into like perspective as far as, you know, the things that Coach Jackson and Coach Wink have done in their lives, and they're still just very simple people, you know. But yeah.
You should ask Greg about the time I tapped him out.
Oh, geez. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did he let you tap him out?
No. We clinched, and I did. I tried to do a duck under, under his arm, and I bridged, threw him over the top, went around side control, jumped into an arm bar.
Oh my gosh.
And he tapped, and I said, "You fucking bitch." But here's the thing: I woke up and I was like this. I was like,
that was a dream.
Oh yeah.
It's a good story though.
Being on television as a fighter is a cool thing, and I'm sure you've done other things, you know, on TV and making a lot of appearances, like on MMA Noise right now. But you were also in a music video. Tell me about that.
You know, it was kind of just off the fly. Megadeth, they had this crazy idea about what they wanted to do in their music video, and so basically the story was Dave Mustaine was the host of this TV show, and it was kind of like this underground fight cage thing in the prison, and they had the prisoners covered, and of course I was one of the prisoners, and all the prisoners getting beat up by this yoked guy, and
yoked guy?
Yeah.
He was yoked like this?
Like you.
Yo, I'm yoked.
I'm not sure if he was as yoked as you, but you know, you can. If you look at him, you kind of get the picture.
Right.
And
so anyway, enough about me. What do you think about me? No, I'm kidding. Keep going.
So we were just covered in like bags. And so Dave Mustaine was kind of like going over our heads and asking the crowd who they wanted to throw in next. And of course they picked the smallest person.
Which was you?
Which was me. So they unveiled, like they revealed me, and I was a girl, and I got to beat up a big yoked prisoner guy.
That happens to me a lot. People like to pick on the smallest people in a room, and then all of a sudden they're down on the ground and they're knocked the fuck out. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, you picked the wrong little dude to mess with.
Yeah, don't pick with the little guys.
Megadeth actually opened up for the First Affliction show. Remember that? When Fedor choked out Tim Sylvia in like 37 seconds. Remember that fight?
I do not.
Because you're too young. Michelle, great to meet you. Thank you for being on MMA Noise. This is Mike Straka. This is Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie, which is presumptuous because you're really ugly. See you next time on MMA Noise.
Everyone, it's Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie, and you're watching MMA Noise.